Smith did it last year. Maybe it's Krause's night tonight. Racing at Bristol. Krause gets clear and goes to the point, trying to sort itself out.
Oh, Stewart sideways. Remember, guys, General Tire rubber from those Arkham Arts cars. That's what's on the racetrack right now.
And they are scratching it right off, though. So in a few laps, these trucks are going to start handling well. But who can hang on until then? Bailey Curry in the 44 truck, career best start for him. He's up on the outside, hanging right in there.
Friesen was really good in practice. Want to keep your eye on him. If that truck is anything like it was in practice earlier today, this could be a big bounce back for Friesen after being so disappointed with the way they ran last week at Kansas.
Curry cannot get down, just running that high line. And you can see all throughout practice, Vince, that low line right down to the yellow line is where these trucks were running the fast laps. So you want to make sure you get down there as soon as you can. Curry's been able to do that just ahead of the 16 truck.
Keep an eye. I'm sorry, Michael. Keep an eye on that 25 truck of Matt DiBenedetto. There's be some great side-by-side racing. A little bit of contact. Colby Howard, the 91, the 17 of Taylor Gray.
A little bit of contact throughout the field, but a clean start as we're 6 laps in. Watch Friesen have to gather it up. Boy, you're talking about averting disaster right out of the gate.
Well,
take long to get into traffic when you're turning laps in the 16-second range here at Bristol, and we've got one up into the wall, and that's the 12 of Spencer Boyd, but still green.
We saw sparks out from the right front wheel as Stuart Friesen was going by him, and I wondered what that was, and it continued. We watched him some more, and obviously something went wrong with that 12 truck.
He can't seem to get to the bottom. There he goes. Nice move. Getting out of the way, getting to pit road, leave this thing green. Tell you, there's a couple of racers, Zane Smith and John Hunter Nemechek, they wanted that caution to fly.
See, they're the sparks we were talking about. They're coming out of the right front wheel. I'm not sure exactly what that was, but no doubt it contributed to the situation for Spencer. You see,
race presented by Blue Emu, and under caution for the first time tonight, Josh Rayom, that 43 truck with heavy rear end damage, and as Rayom was stopped on track, the 7 of Raja Karuth came onto the scene and tried to avoid Rayom, but suffered some right side damage.
Rayom loose into one, maybe a little bit of too much rear brake, and watch how long he slides along. And then late in the going,
Chandler Smith jumps out to the point. Derek Krause on the bottom, Stuart Friesen on the outside, battling for second.
Good corner by Stuart Friesen. Krause got a little bit sideways off her too. Stewart's got that spot.
Benedetto up top and in finger banging doors.
What about DiBenedetto up into the top 5? Runner up to Denny Hamlin in the Cup race here just a few years back. We know how good he is at Bristol.
Eckes in that 98 trying to gain some spots on the bottom. Corey Heim outside him.
Little damage on the 44. Bailey Curry, someone got into his left rear. Has a tire rub. Look at that.
Kosovar stuck out on the outside of that 42. You see that tire rub, as Mike mentioned, and the smoke coming off that 44 truck. There you see the damage.
That's metal rubbing that tire right there. Maybe it'll find its own clearance eventually.
Well, he's got a great truck. Talked about his qualifying effort in the top 10, and he still runs there, heating up. Corey Heim for that 8th spot.
Ben Rhodes making a move on Kosovar. Kosovar kind of stuck on the outside, unable to get down. Now he gets in line.
Jake Garcia, another guy that had a great qualifying effort, and Haley Deegan in that one Monster Energy truck. She's up to 14th and got a strong truck early.
Back here, some of the trucks that came to pit road. See John Hunter Nemechek for just a moment. John Hunter's being shown right now in the 22nd spot.
Chandler Smith continues to lead the way, coming to 2 to go. 2 laps left here in stage 1. Stuart Friesen really showed good speed in practice, and he's right there closing the gap on Chandler Smith.
Look how Smith's eating up that bottom. I love looking at that. That makes me want to be behind the wheel. He's just right down on the yellow line, digging. That's a great handling truck. And Stuart Friesen is able to match lap times with him each lap.
Final lap in stage 1. Chandler Smith finishing the job, and he's going to be the stage. Connor Mozak in the 32. The 23-year-old from Charlotte in The second start of the season. He's brought out the caution. 25 to go here in the second stage. Chandler Smith won stage 1, and he continues to lead the race. The 33 of Chris Hacker.
Look how tight that is. Barely able to stay off Crafton as he worked that wheel off turn 2 into the gas.
Ooh, caution.
Oh, and around. It's the 33 of Hacker.
That'll do nothing but help Chandler. I'm sorry, Zane Smith, excuse me, who's trying to stretch it on fuel. Each one of these caution laps helps.
Here's Chris Lawson, the crew chief for Zane Smith.
He may be saying a lot of things right now, but one of the things he's not saying is we're going to pit.
It's too late, baby. See what happened to Chris Hacker. Oh, Eckes to the inside.
Eckes, yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to need that space.
Yeah.
Eckes is back in the 12th position, trying to fight for every stage, every point.
And they're right behind him in that 40 truck. How about the 99 of Rhodes, Josh?
Yeah, guys, and I talked to Rich Lucius before this race, so we got a wreck out on the track, guys. Back to you.
It is Dean Thompson, who we mentioned. Dean Thompson was right there behind Rhodes, and I understand there may be some contact.
Dean solid, you know, one of his most solid runs of the year, and then having in like that's so disappointing.
I watched right as we went away from that shot. It looked like Tanner Gray had caught Dean, and it looked like Dean was taking a very
An extra truck for Thorsport came along, and Majeski did that last year, did a nice job, and things fell together and gave him an opportunity to run it on a full-time basis this season. And oh, has he taken advantage of the opportunity. His fiance Allie watches, so nervous in the final lap. Ty Majeski. The road has not been easy, but it is a smooth road to the finish, and the checkered flag